So much has happened since I started investing £100 into the stock market every single day. So as you can see, the S&P 500 on the last day of closing on Friday closed by a negative 1.32%. And over the past week, it is down by over 2.2%, which is stark contrast to the previous week where everyone's portfolio was actually booming as pretty much of a direct result of Donald Trump winning the US elections, thinking that once again under his rule, the stock market's going to go up, 40-50%. But as we know, it only takes 1 week for everything to change in the stock market, and just look at this performance over the past week. Now you can see a similar thing with the FTSE All-World down in the past 5 days by 0.47%. And over the past month, they are not actually doing too bad at all. So how is my £100 per day investment into the stock market going? So as you can see, this is my Trading 212 ISA account, and I've been investing £100 every single day into the FTSE All-World. If you would like to sign up to Trading 212 and receive a free fractional share worth up to £100, you can just click the link in the description down below. Alternatively, if you signed up in the past 10 days and haven't received a free share, all you have to do is click the 3 horizontal line menu over here, scroll all the way down until you see the use promo code section, and then enter the code JUBAIR, and you should receive a free fractional share. Okay, so in addition to, investing £100 into the FTSE All-World, I have also invested £10 every single day into the S&P 500. So if you stick around, I will show you an update to that too. Okay, so I have now been investing £100 every single day the stock market is open, which is 5 days a week, for 5 weeks now, which is 25 days worth of deposits. Initially, I intended to do this for just 30 days just to see, how it works out. But it's been 5 weeks already, and I might be tempted to keep this experiment going because a lot of people are very interested into it. So comment down below if you are interested in me potentially, extending this experiment further, which also means I have to keep a lot of cash ready on my Trading 212 ISA, but I'm okay with that. So last week I didn't actually update you guys on this £100 per day portfolio because I had my general portfolio update out, and I don't want this channel to be completely just, updates. But anyway, last week we were at a massive, high with the S&P 500 and the FTSE All-World because, of course, a lot of excitement with the US elections and things like that. Not just that, of course. Not everything in the stock market can be attributed to one or two things, as with everything. But anyway, at the end of day 25, we are up by £37.56, which if you think about it as deposits, that's, a third of a daily deposit. So £37, basically getting for free with that interest we're having. So far at the end of 5 weeks, we are up by 1.5%. So having a look at the performance of the FTSE All-World over the past week, you can see we had, a huge peak on Thursday, the 14th of November. The Invesco FTSE All-World was worth 547 pence. Right now it's worth 540 pence. Like I've said previously, it's up to you to decide which fund you want to go to. If it's a FTSE All-World, you can decide between iShares, Invesco, Vanguard, completely up to you. I specifically chose Invesco just to show you guys that, it really doesn't matter too much, in my opinion, what the fund provider is, as long as you look at the fundamentals of the ETF, for example, the total expense ratio, the holdings the ETF has, and stuff like that. So let's go over the 1 week overview. You can see at the beginning of Monday, we were up by £37. On Tuesday, we were up by £49, which was doing really good. On Wednesday, we were up by £52, which is even better. On Thursday, we were up by £58. And Thursday afternoon, we were at a peak up by £66, which is double what we are up now. And then unfortunately, the stock markets have gone down since after Thursday. If we look at it from a 1 month overview, we can see, of course, in the short term, the stock market has fluctuations. That's very, very normal. It might be best not to look at your portfolio all the time if you're a long-term investor, but you know what? For the purpose of this video, we're just going to do the breakdown, day by day, month by month, just because I know a lot of you guys are interested in this and I'll make the content for it. But anyway, over the past month, you can see our average buying price is 532 pence. Huge peak on Thursday the 14th when we were at around £66 in the positive. Again, that's 2/3 of a 4 days deposit based on our interest that we're earning. Basically for free, if we count that as unrealized profit. So far we hold 469 shares in the FWRG, and that currently we are up by £37.56. Now I know the FTSE All-World might not be for everyone, and one of the most popular investments is definitely the S&P 500. So let's see how that's been doing over the course of 25 days or 5 weeks investing £10 a day into the S&P 500. So as we can see at the end of 5 weeks or 25 days of investing £100 every day the stock market is open, we are doing quite a bit better when we compare that to the FTSE All-World, because we are up by an unrealized 2.72%, which is nearly double what we're getting with the FTSE All-World. Now this of course is no recommendation to choose the S&P 500 over the FTSE All-World, because in the long term anything could happen. But anyway, we are up by £6.83. That's again 2/3 of a daily payment of £10 if you think of it as unrealized profit. Now of course we know that since Thursday things have kind of gone down for the S&P 500. So let's see how things were going over the past week, day by day. So at the beginning of Monday we were up by £6.93, which was actually a really good amount. And then on Tuesday we were up by £7.71. So yeah, nearly a whole 3 days worth of deposits. And on Wednesday we were up by £9.11. Thursday things were looking really good, up by £11.13. So a whole 3 days worth of deposits if you look at it like that. And of course after Thursday, the S&P 500 slightly went down a bit. We can see by Friday afternoon a lot of our gains were kind of wiped out, and we were up only now by £6.83. However, all in all, in 25 days we are still up by 2.72%. And if you had asked me at the beginning of this experiment where I think we would be in the short term, I would always probably think negative, but up by 2.72% is pretty good. Again, just because we are up in 5 weeks at this particular period of time in the stock market doesn't mean that usually in 5 weeks you might be expecting 2.72% of a return. In fact, that is an incredibly good return on your investments in just 5 weeks. Imagine where else you'd put your money to see that sort of return. I'm not sure. So make sure to check out some of my other videos, and I'll see you in the next video.